Good afternoon. Welcome to the 75th Convocation Ceremony of the University of Colorado School of Medicine Physical Therapy Program. We are grateful to celebrate this day with our graduates and their families, and we're also welcoming those joining us virtually from across Colorado and across the country. We are truly glad you could join us on this very special day. To begin, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the director of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program, Dr. Michael Harris-Love.
Okay, welcome. How to start this? So I don't consider myself an overly spiritual person, and I'm certainly no theologian. But my grandmother, well, she ensured that I received some basic religious training before I was out of the door. And so it's only because of her that I learned about the 4 types of prayer that's recognized within her faith tradition. And these are prayers of confession, prayers of adoration, prayers of thanksgiving, and prayers of supplication. And the form of prayer that sounds the most odd, supplication, that's probably one that you know the best. And so maybe you might remember this prayer from a few years ago for our students. Please, please, please let me get into PT school. Preferably next to great skiing and national parks, right? I think I'm right. Or how about this one? If you just let me pass Dr. Pasco's exam, I'll promise I'll never, well, put in the blank whatever you think might be frowned upon by a higher power, right? And perhaps this prayer is happening as we speak. And that's that for the love of all that is pure and righteous, please, please lead me to a job with decent pay. Please. Not only are you praying that, your parents are praying that. So we've all had these types of aspirations, and I truly hope that for the vast majority of you, that this day represents a prayer answered, a hope fulfilled, perhaps a path forward. Your role in the cosmic equation, I think, changes a little now, right? I mean, the knowledge you have, the skill that you possess, the empathy that you harbor, well, those characteristics will soon be the answer of someone else's prayer too. A natural transition is occurring where you ask for less and you give more to others. You lean into being an agent of goodwill, a source of compassion and competence, which the world desperately needs both at this time. So I'm certain that for our parents, our grandparents, guardians, significant others who are here today to offer you their support, you're also a manifestation of their prayers too. So I think I want to say at this point, we know that you've worked hard to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And we know, like for all our loved ones, and dare I say, like our students, what you've really done for us is that you've given us a sense of purpose. And as you know, learning and pursuing your purpose, well, that's a gift beyond measure. And so today we offer our prayers of thanksgiving, as we're truly thankful for you becoming one of our colleagues and joining the ranks of what we feel is a truly great profession. So from the CU PT faculty and staff to the class of 2023, please accept our heartfelt congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Harris-Love. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Roderick Nairn, Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus.
Thank you, Marshall Judd and Dr. Harris-Love, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, graduates. Welcome, family members and friends. Sincere congratulations to the physical therapy program graduates. You're a highly accomplished group, as evidenced first by your admission to this competitive program, and even more by your accomplishments in the program, some of which we'll hear about more when we come to the awards in a few minutes later this afternoon. So I guess after 2.5 years of challenging coursework, clinical and research experiences, you've made it. So I guess it's up to us to get out of your way quickly and let you go celebrate and party. But in all seriousness, you've earned your degree at a time in history when your talents, energy, and commitment are needed in healthcare more than ever. As I get older and older, I think I'm going to need more and more of your services. You have proven that you have the character, intellect, and skill, and thus the power to improve the health of your future patients. We look forward to the contributions you'll continue to make. Again, my congratulations on your achievements, and I just say finally, don't forget us when you leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nairn. Now it is my honor to introduce the Dean of the School of Medicine, Dr. John Riley.
So good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the School of Medicine, I want to welcome all the friends and family that are here today and add my congratulations to those of others to the class of 2023. Dr. Harris Love referred to the 4 types of prayer he was taught as a child. I got a 3-part piece of advice when I started here as dean about being a graduation speaker, and it was the 3 B's. Be brief, be sincere, and be seated. So I will endeavor to do that. I want to add my congratulations to the class of 2023 and echo Dr. Nairn's sentiments about your skills and talents. You're going into medicine, I think, at an incredibly exciting time. The science is moving quickly. Between Dr. Nairn and myself, you have visible evidence of the changing demographics in terms of age distribution in our society. So you'll have plenty of customers. So, but one thing that isn't going to change is the importance of the relationship you have with your patients. So there'll be lots of technology, and I'm sure there'll be new modalities and new devices for you to learn to use and implement over the course of your careers. But that relationship with the patients, understanding what their goals are and how you can help them achieve those goals, working with them in the good times and in the challenging times will be a constant through your career. We are one of the few fields left in our society that sees everybody from all walks of life, from all different kinds of backgrounds, which is one of the great things about our field. And it's important to keep that in mind as you interact with your patients over the course of your careers, because they will come with different perspectives and different backgrounds and different life experiences, and you'll need to understand that in order to provide them with optimal care. So as I tell our students when they enter, I like to think you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. That's probably the appropriate ratio of listening to speaking when we engage with our patients. I look forward to watching you over the course of your careers. I echo Dr. Nairn's sentiments of please don't forget about us, your alma mater here, and look forward to shaking your hands as you walk across the stage tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Riley. Next, I'm honored to introduce the chair of the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Department, Dr. Venu Akathoda.
Thanks, Dana. And congratulations, everyone. May I be among the first to say congratulations, doctors. You don't hear that very often. You guys have had 2.5 years, as you can attest, as your parents and loved ones can attest, of really intensive training. You've learned a new language, basically, and in that language, gone through a lot of subject matter. So it's been new knowledge through the proverbial fire hose, but it's also knowledge that you'll sometimes accept, sometimes put away, and then gain new knowledge as you go through the years if we've done our job well. When you go through this next chapter, it's a time to pause, potentially, and have a little discernment of which knowledge you'll really take in and which knowledge is part of your first principles. It's kind of like musical artists that do an acoustic version of their song. So when it's well produced, it can be one thing, but when it's down to its acoustics, it's a totally other thing. So I'll use the example, of course, of a Bruce Springsteen song. Your parents may know this song, Born in the USA. It was, or you hear it at the 4th of July. It's a feel-good anthem, but when you hear Bruce do it on the Broadway stage, it's a really toned down version and it means something totally differently. So I hope you use this pause after the exclamation point to go through some discernment and really find your values in physical therapy. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Akathoda. Please welcome again, Dr. Harris-Love.
All right, thanks. So at this time, I would like to recognize the members of our CU PT community who have been instrumental in the education of our outstanding graduates and are critical to the success of the program. First, our physical therapy program faculty, associated faculty, and clinical instructors, without whom our students' education will be incomplete. Your commitment to our students' innovation in the classroom, unwavering support of our CU PT community is essential to our successes. And for that, I'd like to say thank you for committing to the education of our students. The administrative staff of the physical therapy program, who we call our A-team, your contributions are invaluable to us. Your support and skill are truly the backbone of the program for our students and also for our faculty alike. Finally, to our graduates, and again, we like to recognize our friends and family today who've been there for you in so many different ways. And so we want to thank them for assisting your journey to becoming a physical therapist. Take a moment this weekend as you celebrate to thank those who helped support you over the past 2.5 years. Again, congratulations.
Thank you again, Dr. Harris-Love. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Arissa Brunzia, the president of the class of 2023. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm also going to start off with a few thank yous. So thank you to the family, friends, and colleagues who supported us through the 2.5 years of learning, studying, crying, laughing, and more crying. Without you, I'm not sure we would be here today celebrating this momentous occasion. A special thank you to Dr. Harris-Love for leading the CU Doctor of Physical Therapy program and cultivating an environment for us all to learn from our wonderful professors and staff. Thank you to all of our course leaders and TAs for being patient with us as we learned skills that we'll take with us into our careers. Don't worry, we forgive you for making us record Flipgrid videos. Thank you to the clinical education team for working so diligently to give us the opportunities we needed to become the most well-rounded new graduates as we enter the field. And thank you to Caroline for tearing your ACL the week of the knee unit in the MSK. You really didn't have to sacrifice your body like that, but we appreciate it. It is really hard to believe that 2.5 years has come and gone. As I was writing this speech, I sifted through the memories and asked some of my classmates what their most memorable moments from the program was. So I thought I'd share them with you tonight. Our famous volleyball matches out on the quad. Everyone on campus knows that it's the DPT students that are out there. We made the dental students too scared to participate because they were too afraid of injuring their hands. Playing spike ball everywhere in the quad, the labs, the hallways, the library. The spike ballers can never be stopped. The many memories of Cody Ann shoots, breaking it down during dance parties in lab. Learning the line dance to Footloose in Wendy's class. Seeing Emily Souter catch her first fly ball in the outfield. Having Corey Christensen do a movement analysis on twerking. Although we couldn't get him to demonstrate anything, unfortunately. Thanks, Tori. Hiking our first 14ers, backpacking trips through beautiful Colorado, and conquering the Manitou Incline. A lot of you mentioned the amazing friendships that were formed here, the unwavering support from each other when circumstances were less than ideal. Seeing our classmates grow with each passing semester allowed us to reflect on ourselves and recognize our own growth. I know I'm not the only one who consistently suffers from imposter syndrome, but our friends and our colleagues were here to remind us that even though we might not remember the pathways of every spinal tract off the top of our head, we'll still be successful physicians. This did not go unappreciated. A piece of advice that we received from most of our professors that I often think back on is to treat what you see. We don't have to have it all figured out in the first session or even the third, but as long as we remember to treat the person sitting in front of us and not some mystery diagnosis, we can make a difference. I'd like to acknowledge the dedication of our faculty and staff in the DPT program to making sure we stayed on track in school while balancing our personal lives. I don't think any of us will ever forget Amy McDevitt's email on our very first semester imploring us to put the books down and go outside. Thank you to everyone who let us cry in your office during finals week, except for Dan Malone, because Dan Malone doesn't do tears. But we can thank Dan for keeping us engaged and laughing every class while learning about medical conditions and the famous grandmama. Robin, we very much appreciate you giving us all the tools to teach our patients to self-regulate their nervous systems, because really we were all taking mental notes to use them for ourselves. I also received many messages making sure to thank John for constantly providing us with homemade baked goods and healthy snacks. But every professor or teaching assistant we encountered here at CU has given us something to take with us in our lives and in our careers, so let's all give them a round of applause. To my classmates, thank you all for trusting me to lead you through all of this. I'm gonna cry. I'm so proud to have been able to represent such a wonderful group of physicians. And please know that even after we walk across the stage tomorrow, I will continue to be a resource for you. I'm so looking forward to see how each of you continue to foster your careers as doctors of physical therapy. I hope you can all look back on our first summer here and see how far you have all come. Oh, God. Tomorrow we'll be graduating as doctors, which is really scary, but we will be officially entering the real world and we are ready. We have what it takes. Don't fear the unknown, embrace it. Face it head on and trust yourself. Every day is a new opportunity to learn, and we would be remiss to let those opportunities pass by. And remember to be kind, especially to yourselves, as we navigate this new chapter of our lives. I'll end with a Dr. Seuss quote. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. Friends, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see all the places you'll go. Thank you so much for those heartfelt words, Arisara. Next, I'd like to introduce our graduation speaker. This year, the class of 2023 selected Dr. Paul Minkin as their graduation speaker. Dr. Minkin lives in Denver, Colorado, and is a professor in the Hawaii Pacific University Hybrid Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Prior to HPU, Dr. Minkin was faculty in the DPT program at the University of Colorado. He is a board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist and a fellow of the American Academy of Orthopedic and Manual Physical Therapists. Dr. Minkin has received numerous teaching and research awards, including the Colorado Outstanding Physical Therapist Award. He remains clinically active as a physical therapist at Wardenburg Health Center at the University of Colorado Boulder, Welcome, Dr. Minkin.
Whew. These are the scariest speeches to give. So do one thing every day that scares you, right? Check. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the brilliant and resilient class of physical therapy students. I stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude. And I'm so honored that you asked me to speak today and welcome you to the incredibly rewarding and occasionally perplexing world of physical therapy. You are the last class that I taught before I went on to my next adventure at Hawaii, so I'm very grateful that you asked me back. So as we gather here to celebrate your achievements, it's important to recognize the tremendous support you've received from your families, your friends, your pets, your dedicated faculty over here, and the staff who have guided you on this remarkable journey. So give them a round of applause, please. So let's begin with a little mindfulness exercise, okay? So I want you to take a deep breath right here, right now, and inhale this present moment and hold it and remember it. And as you exhale, release all those fears and uncertainties about the future. The present moment, if you think about it, is the only time there is. There was never a time in your life when it was not now. And there's a famous quote that you are where your awareness is. So you might as well start living here in this moment. So I'm sure many of you are sitting there wondering what the future holds, questioning your abilities, and perhaps even doubting whether you're ready to embark on this path of physical therapy. And a recent study shows that 30% of new therapists suffer from imposter syndrome. But I'm here to tell you that you have earned this and you deserve this. Never question that. So what if you're all new beginners, right? The Zen master Shunryu Suzuki said, in the beginner's mind, the possibilities are many, but in the expert's mind, the possibilities are few. So keeping that beginner's mind will allow you to see the world through a child's eyes, always fresh and new and beautiful, perpetually filled with wonder and excitement. Unfortunately, our instinct for what is beautiful and awe-inspiring is dimmed and even lost by the time we reach adulthood, because life can be hard. We all know that. It's the part of life that most people don't talk about in graduation speeches, where your life becomes boring, routine, monotonous. Don't let the trials and tribulations of life jade you. Kurt Vonnegut said, "Be soft. Do not let the world make you hard. Do not let pain make you hate. Do not let the bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe it to be a beautiful place." So I encourage you to regularly reflect on your life, your goals, and your values to ensure that your actions align with what truly matters to you. Otherwise, 10 years will pass and you'll say to yourself, how did I get here? One exercise I do on a regular basis is to ask myself, what is going to be most important to me on the day I die? And am I paying attention to those things? I've learned that the world is a mirror. What you put out there is what you get back. If you smile, the world smiles back. If you want more love, be more loving. Every moment in your life, you have a choice between love and fear. Now, I could stand here and tell you about the noble role you're about to play in the healthcare system. I could talk about how physical therapists optimize movement to improve the human experience, but you already know that. You've chosen a profession that's all about helping people, and the meaning of life, as I see it, is to help other people. You have received a state-of-the-art education in physical therapy. You have learned things that none of your faculty or clinical instructors learned in PT school. Unfortunately, research shows that the way you practice is influenced more by what you see modeled in the clinic than what you learned in class. So use what you have learned and share your knowledge. Don't get lazy. It's easy to do, trust me. Find a mentor. It doesn't have to be a PT. It should be someone who inspires you through example, who shares their defeats as easily as their victories, who treats the wait staff with the same respect as royalty, and is able to express humility and vulnerability in their guidance. Being a better human being will make you a better therapist. When you start looking for a place to practice your craft, and some of you already have jobs, my advice is to find a place where you feel like you belong rather than fitting in. Brené Brown asked an 8th grader to define the difference between belonging and fitting in. And she said, belonging is being accepted for being me. Fitting in is being accepted for being like everyone else. If I get to be me, I belong. If I have to be like you, I fit in. So I tell you, I worked a lot of jobs in my life where I just had to fit in. I worked as a contract therapist for the first 6 months of my career, bouncing from site to site to cover people who were on vacation or maternity leave. And I tell you, I was really treated like a second-class citizen in most of those settings. And I felt like I was an outsider trying to fit in. So when a position opened up at Wardenburg Health Center, where I'd done my final clinical rotation as a student, I jumped at the opportunity. You know what my starting salary as a physical therapist was in the state system? $28,000 a year. And that was $10,000 less than most of the other outpatient orthopedic clinics at that time. So I took that job for 3 reasons. Number one, I felt like I belonged. I felt like I could be myself. Number two, there was mentorship available. And number 3, they had a pension program, which I'm taking full advantage of as we speak. So my advice is, don't take the job that pays the highest because you're freaked out about your student loans. That stuff will take care of itself in time. In my opinion, it's more important to find a setting where you feel like you belong, and you will know, your heart will tell you. If you listen when you get quiet and create some space between who you really are and that inner roommate that never shuts up in your head, there's always a quiet voice that will tell you the right thing to do in any situation. And you need to learn to trust that voice. So you're about to become agents of change in people's lives, and that's a pretty big deal. You're stepping into a world where you'll be the unsung heroes, the miracle workers, the architects of mobility, and the champions of quality of life. We are the ones who bring a smile to the faces of those in pain, and we help them rediscover the joy of movement. You will change people's lives. But it's not just about physical healing. It's about restoring hope and dignity and independence to our patients. As physical therapists, you have the incredible power to make people feel heard, cared for, and supported. Now, in your training, we teach you how to take care of others, but we don't do a good job of teaching you how to take care of yourselves. Jordan Peterson said, you need to treat yourself like you were someone you were responsible for taking care of, which you are. We just completed a study that showed that 50% of practicing PTs are burned out. So you are no good to your patients if you're struggling. You will need to practice what you preach. What's good for your patients is good for you too, and we forget that. Annie Lamott once said, Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, and that includes you. As you step into the dynamic world of physical therapy, remember that your ability to help others isn't just about your skills and your expertise. It's about your own well-being. It's about understanding that in order to be the guiding light for others, you need to ignite your own flame first. Take time for the things that bring you joy. When you prioritize your own well-being, when you nurture your physical, emotional, and mental health, you not only become a better therapist, but a guiding force for your patients and every person you encounter. I want you to treat every patient you encounter as if they were you. You know, that version of yourself when you or a family member was sick or hurting, and you went to see a healthcare provider, and you sat in that cold, sterile office, anxious, scared, not knowing how things were going to turn out. Treat every patient with the kindness and the love that you needed in that moment. Never lose sight of the fact that the people you treat are human beings. They're not shoulders and cancers and strokes. They have mothers and brothers and uncles and friends just like you. So I believe it is your duty to treat every person you encounter in this profession as a fellow human being, to listen, to really listen, and to treat them as you would a friend or a beloved family member. The greatest gift you can give someone is your attention. Be present in that room with your patients, not lost in the hamster wheel of your brain. People want to be heard, and if you give them the chance to speak, that in and of itself is therapy. I can't tell you how many times I've just sat with patients, listened to their story, validated it, and empathized with them and made them feel better without ever touching them or treating them. I had a patient once on one of my first clinical rotations as a PT student. My clinical instructor was very busy, so she gave me my own patient to manage. Now, Mary was 89 years old and had fallen and fractured her hip, and she was very anxious, not wanting to participate in physical therapy. She would refuse care every time I entered her room, and I knew there was something bigger going on with Mary, but I was a naive PT student and couldn't figure it out at the time. I stayed late after work that day and went to Mary's room, and she was surprised to see me. She said, "Paul, why are you here? Don't you have more important things to do?" And that inner voice told me to say, "No, Mary, being here with you now is more important than anything that I have to do." We got to talking, and it turned out that Mary had lived a long and happy life, but her husband and her kids had all passed on. She had no one left to care for her, nothing left to live for, and she confided in me that her biggest fear was to die and have no one remember her. So being a naive PT student, I said, "I'll remember you, Mary." And she hugged me, and I went home. And I came to work that next day and went straight to Mary's room, and her bed was empty. And I went to the nursing station, and I asked where Mary was. And they said she'd passed away in the middle of the night, but that right after I'd left, she had told one of the nurses to say thank you to Paul. And I have never forgotten her or the lessons that she taught me. Oscar Wilde once said, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all." And I'm here to tell you, just existing sucks. I have struggled with both mental health issues, with severe depression, as well as substance abuse with alcoholism. And if you are struggling, I don't care what it is, mental health, substance abuse, domestic violence, you need to know that you are not alone. And it is not a sign of weakness to ask for help. On October 14th of this year, I celebrated 4 years sober. Thank you. And I realized that I had lived the majority of my life in wonderful circumstances that I utterly failed to appreciate. Reasons to be happy and grateful were everywhere, but somehow I ignored them by regretting the past or worrying about the future. I realized that we only have moments in which to live our lives, and we only get them one at a time. So it is this moment right here that is important. So my destination today is the here and now. So as you prepare to enter the world of physical therapy, realize that your journey will be challenging, transformative, and filled with moments that will test your resilience. But you need to grant yourself the grace to be human. Embrace the power of self-care, not just for yourself, but as a gift to those you'll heal and inspire. The future of physical therapy is in your hands, your hearts, but also your health. So I'll finish with this. When things get tough, when you feel overwhelmed, slow down, take a deep breath, look around, pay attention to this present moment. When you live in the present, things are never as bad as they seem. When I first started teaching 20 years ago, I taught with a colleague who I greatly respected, and his name was Chris Lalich. Now, Chris had survived a previous bout of leukemia and was someone I looked up to and sought out for guidance when treating challenging patients. About halfway through the semester, Chris started to not feel well. He was having night sweats and was losing weight. He went back to his oncologist, and they discovered the leukemia had returned, this time to a much greater degree. And he died in early 2005. And when we attended his funeral, his brother gave a moving speech. He said right before Chris died, he told him, all these people driving around in their SUVs, sipping their lattes, they're all asleep. And right now, I am so awake. So class of 2023, don't sleep your life away. Be present for your patients, your family, your friends, and the everyday events of your life. And remember, you earned this, you deserve this, and you belong. Congratulations. I love you all, and I wish you way more than luck.
We should have brought Kleenex, apparently. Thank you so much for your speech, Paul. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Megan Hernandez, and I'm the chair of the awards subcommittee. The next part of our ceremony is the awards presentation. A detailed description of each award can be found in the program. To begin, I'd like to invite Dr. David Bruton Jr., co-president of the CU Physical Therapy Alumni Association, and Margie O'Rourke, the Alumni Relations Program Manager for the Physical Therapy Program, to present the Alumni Association Awards.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see so many alumni, family, friends, faculty, and staff here at today's ceremony. Like was just mentioned, my name is Margie O'Rourke. I am the Alumni Relations Program Manager for the Physical Therapy Program. And I'm here today with Dr. David Bruton Jr., who, along with Dr. Joanna Roybal, is a co-president of the CU Physical Therapy Alumni Association Board of Directors. We are proud to be here today to honor and celebrate two remarkable alumni awardees, and officially welcome our newest Physical Therapy Alumni Association members, the class of 2023. The Alumni Association's purpose is to help our alumni stay connected to the program and to each other, and we do this in a variety of ways. We are fortunate to have so many incredible alumni participate in our activities and engage with our community. During the last year, we have continued our virtual alumni panel discussion where our alumni speak directly to students about different career options. And this is we've also hosted alumni networking events such as our annual CSM alumni reception. The registration for that is now open. Please register if you're planning to be in Boston. And we've also welcomed our second cohort to the First Up program, which is a one-to-one mentoring program for first-generation PT students.
Now, we have recognized over 80 PT alumni through the annual CU Anschutz Heroes program and learned a little more about some of our alumni clinical instructors through spotlights on the CU Anschutz Instagram page. I know y'all are hip, IG's life now, right? There's a lot happening, and none of this would be possible without the help of our board members. So I want to take a moment and thank them. Class of 2023, the Alumni Association is here to support you, and we would love to stay connected with you as you are now our newest alumni. Now, we are excited to introduce you to our Alumni Award honorees. Our first award, the Alumni Achievement Award, is given to an alumna or alumnus of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program who has embodied the mission of the CU PT program by demonstrating excellence in leadership, in service, clinical care, education, professional organizations, and/or published research.
We could not be more excited to honor Dr. Alyssa Arms as our Alumni Achievement Award recipient. Dr. Arms is a graduate of the class of 2010 and the owner of Back and Step Physical Therapy in Centennial, Colorado. In addition to being a clinic owner and practicing physical therapist, she is also a clinical senior instructor here at CU Anschutz, and she's also been a guest instructor in other programs across Colorado. As a clinician, Dr. Arms works primarily with dancers across all genres and skill levels, from young dancers in training to internationally recognized professionals. Her goal is to maximize their health and wellness, allowing them to shine both on and off the stage. After graduation from the CU PT program, Dr. Arms became a member of the Alumni Association board and served as the board president from 2014 to 2018. As Alyssa has always been passionate about engaging alumni and working with students, and we would not be where we are today without her leadership on the board. On top of these accomplishments, Dr. Arms finds time for one of her biggest passions, as she has trained in dance since the age of 3 and continues to dance. And continues to dance, including as a national circuit competitor in West Coast Swing since 2010. Please join us in congratulating Dr. Alyssa Arms.
Thank you, Margie and David. First, congratulations to all of our graduates. It's been amazing to see you start in classes like exam eval and foundations of intervention, and remembering how difficult doing those goniometric measurements or fitting crutches was, right? I'm so grateful to be receiving this award as the Alumni Achievement Award. I remember when we created this back when I was alumni president, seeing people who've gotten this that I look up to as mentors for myself, whether they're content experts, PT faculty, business owners, any number of things. I never thought that I would be a recipient of the award today. Our program has been instrumental in the development for me as a clinician and as a professional, going beyond what might seem like the obvious skills and knowledge that you learn as a student. The opportunity to join as a lab instructor after graduation helped me discover my love for teaching, now as part of the faculty, and getting also to teach in the local dance communities and at the international level as a dance medicine specialist. My time with the program also developed my confidence as a clinician and as a person, helping pave the way for me to be able to be a private practice owner, a podcast creator, and a lot of other things that I've gotten up to. It's also ingrained the importance of creating and embracing community, whether that's within the program, within the alumni, the profession, or a specialty area. So graduates, you may realize this already, or maybe it'll come to you in a week, a month, a year. This program has developed you with a wide variety of skills far beyond how to do a manual muscle test, how to do wound care, or how to help someone learn transfers with a new spinal cord injury. All of your skills developed during this time will have the potential to serve you, your patients, and your community far beyond what you can imagine. The possibilities for where you go are endless and don't need to look any one way From this degree, you can be a faculty member, a clinician, a business owner, who knows what. I know so many amazing PTs who have incredible careers from this very same spot that you're starting at right now. So don't forget to keep an eye out for opportunities that arise to let you use those skills to their fullest potential, helping propel you and your profession forward.
That's an all-star right there. That's an all-star. Our second award today, the Rising Star Award, is given to a recent alumna or alumnus of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program who has demonstrated emerging and unique innovation, creativity, and/or excellence in categories of service, clinical care, education, professional organizations, and/or published research. We are thrilled to honor Dr. Maddie Eastman as our Rising Star Award recipient. Dr. Eastman is an alumna of the class of 2020. After graduating, she started an independent LLC practice out of a fitness gym in Minneapolis. She then went on to complete a residency at the University of Wisconsin in 2022, where she worked with athletes in a structured, mentored program. During this time, she also worked in the community providing medical coverage for high school athletic events. From there, Dr. Eastman completed Division I Sports Fellowship at the University of Houston, working with their football and basketball programs. She became a board-certified sports clinical specialist in 2023, and following that completion of her fellowship, secured a seasonal internship with the Indianapolis Colts, go Broncos, no, for real, go Colts, go Colts, becoming one of the very few women working in the NFL. Dr. Eastman has twice presented at the APTA Combined Sections meeting during both residency and fellowship, and stays busy being involved in professional and collegiate sports interest groups with the APTA. Please join us in congratulating Dr. Maddie Eastman.
Well, I know we got a lot of Broncos fans in here. I don't know. Maybe you guys should watch the Colts once in a while, but this is a huge, huge honor. I mean, you guys are surrounded and have been with the most incredible faculty and classmates, and I have so many people in here to thank. Dr. McDevitt, Dr. Minkin, everybody sitting here who I worked with during my time at CU has made an impact on me and who I've become as a clinician. I mean, you guys should celebrate today and tomorrow and everything that you guys have done, but really what I want to tell you is that this is just the beginning. I graduated from CU and sports was my dream, and so I went the residency fellowship route, and it couldn't have been more important to challenge myself after graduation. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to find careers that continue to challenge you, find mentors, find people that want to teach you, who have tons of experience, 20 years of experience on you, because that's where you're at. You're just at the beginning, and there's going to be mentors at your clinics, at your residency, wherever you guys go, who want to teach, and find them and grasp onto them and use their advice. That's what I've done the past few years, and it served me well. Come in humble, go to your clinic, come in humble, go to learn something, challenge yourself. That is what I would really, really, really strongly advise for you guys. You guys have so much ahead of you. Like 3 years ago, I never thought that I would be here talking to you guys as a PT in the NFL. There's not much of grandmama there, I wish. But if I needed to use those skills, I could, thanks to Dr. Malone. I just want you guys to stay open to learning. I am learning new things every single day. I am taping, slinging water, whatever it is that you have to do that is part of your job, do it, and do it to the best of your ability. You're gonna start, especially in the sports route, as an intern and keep going as an intern for years. And as long as you can be the best at where you start, you'll continue to grow and continue to get better. That is so crucial. They didn't expect me on day one at the Indianapolis Colts to be the best PT. That's not what they wanted. What they wanted and what they did expect was for me to be open to learning and taking in their mantras and what they do and how they have handled the team for the past however many years that the Colts have been a franchise. You guys are just at the start. You know a ton, but you don't know everything. And I don't know everything. I am still learning every single day from the athletic trainers and the PTs and everybody that I work with. There just recently have been more PTs coming into the NFL. So what I also want to tell you is bring evidence-based practice to everywhere that you go. I developed a huge appreciation for evidence-based practice in residency and fellowship through some research projects that I did. And being able to bring that mindset to the NFL, where it's a lot of athletic trainers and a lot of busyness, like they need that. Use your skills, use what you've learned in PT school, use your clinical judgment, use all of that because they need more of that. You have talents, bring them and use them, but also be open-minded to what they want to teach you. They know about taping way more than I do. You know, QB1 wants to be taped by our athletic trainer that's been there for 50 years over me. You know, am I going to let that offend me? No, right? You watch what the head AT does, tapes the cuboid, whatever it is, and then you practice at the end of the day, and then you get to do it the next day, and all of a sudden you're there. So take it all in, enjoy today, enjoy tomorrow, but just remember that you are always learning, always. And as long as you keep challenging yourself that way, you'll live a very, very fulfilled career. And I can promise, I mean, only 3 years in, but it just feels like that. Feels like it's been a very fulfilling career so far. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys. But if you guys ever need me or ever need any resources in the sports world, feel free to reach out and let me know. I'm a huge, huge advocate for the University of Colorado and for all these people here, and I owe them everything. This is your foundation, it's a strong one, so use it.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Eric Sawyer. We will now transition to our program awards, beginning first with faculty awards and other special recognitions. Award recipients, after each speaker has completed their presentation of the award, please approach the left side of the stage and come across to receive your award. Our first award is the Sarah Soley Award for Outstanding Contributions to Physical Therapy Education. This award was created to highlight the significant contributions to physical therapy education made by Pauline Polly Sarasoli, PT, EDD, Director of the CU Physical Therapy Program and Assistant Dean of Allied Health from 1988 to 1996. The award recipient must demonstrate significant contributions toward the academic or clinical education of CU PT students, creativity or innovation in educational activities, membership in the American Physical Therapy Association, and be a role model of professional behavior in the educational process. This year's awardee Dr. Jenny Rodriguez, is particularly special as she had the distinctive opportunity to work with and learn from Polly for over 5 years. Jenny has had an incredible 43-year career, joining the CU PT faculty in 1991 and being the Director of Clinical Education for 27 years, the longest acting DCE in the country. Just so you know, the average shelf life of a DCE is about 4 to 5 years. So she has been an innovator in clinical education throughout her career as an early adopter of new technology to conduct remote clinical site visits and a strong advocate of the paid year-long internship to address student financial challenges and mentorship needs. She was a founding member of the Northwest Intermountain Consortium for Clinical Education, and her contributions locally, regionally, and nationally are held in high regard. Not only has she been a member of 5 different academies in the APTA, she has also been a member of the APTE Clinical Education Special Interest Group, the chair of the Colorado CE-SIG, and a member of the Colorado Clinical Educators Forum. She has been called legendary by one colleague for her work, and is fondly known among us as the mayor of clinical education. The professionalism with which Jenny approaches every situation has set a standard for faculty and students alike. She regards supporting and promoting others above promoting herself, is non-judgmental, and makes others feel welcomed, heard, valued, and respected. Her span of influence on the education of PT students is remarkable. She has taught upwards of 2,000 students in our program and hundreds of clinical instructors in CI development courses and workshops, enriching clinical teaching skills of PTs who mentor students from CU and other programs around the country. When you stop to think about it exponentially, her effect on PT education and our profession is truly astounding. So for her outstanding contributions to physical therapy education, it's my honor to present the Sarasoli Award to a dear friend, mentor, and colleague, Dr. Jenny Rodriguez.
Congratulations. All right, our next award is the Champion of CU Physical Therapy Award. And this award identifies outstanding individuals from outside of the CU Physical Therapy program who positively impact the education of our students and provide unwavering support to our students and ensure their success while at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus. This year, we would like to recognize Dr. Roderick Nairn, Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, as our champion of CU Physical Therapy. Dr. Nairn's advocacy for the CU Physical Therapy program is longstanding. Most recently, he assisted in the development of our newly accredited hybrid educational pathway in partnership with UCCS, providing consultation as we move to contemporize our educational program. Dr. Nairn also helped secure funding to build the CU Anschutz, CU Denver Early Admission DPT Pathway Program, which aims to provide academic and mentorship support for underrepresented students to apply and succeed in our program. And not to mention that Dr. Nairn has seen his own daughter graduate from this program in 2011. Dr. Nairn's unwavering support for the CU Physical Therapy program is valued by students and faculty alike, and he is truly a champion of the CU Physical Therapy program. Thank you.
That was a surprise. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Congratulations again to all the graduates.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Catherine Bilyeu, and the CU PT Excellence in Teaching Award is presented to faculty who devote their passions to DPT student education. Awardees must be nominated by both students and faculty. This year's recipient has watched physical therapist education evolve dramatically over 3 decades. She continually kept pace with these changes, intentionally advancing her knowledge and skills to be sure her teaching comes from sound, comprehensive, and contemporary approaches. While it can be easy to rest on tradition in education, she also embraced challenging instructional design and technology changes when teaching during the pandemic to ensure student success. Long before we used the term master adaptive learner, this educator recognized the need to cultivate learners who are appropriately challenged intellectually and pushed to develop robust reflective skills. With a gentle and focused approach, she impresses upon students the critical importance of professional identity and invites them to explore core values and professional behaviors which are necessary but often neglected components of health professions education. Through her commitment to excellence in clinical education, she inspires needed curricular change and fosters an environment of co-production in the classroom, both grounded in the belief that students contribute equally to the educational experience. She is happy to wait when she asks a question, so very patiently, for students to respond with their insights on the topic at hand. And when we are patient, we hear remarkable things. Through patience, grace, and professionalism, she empowers students to have a voice when exploring challenging topics and the complex world of clinical education. There's lots of tears today. I'm honored to present this award to my esteemed colleague, Dr. Jenny Rodriguez. All right, I have 3 in a row here for you. All right, next, the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus Faculty Residency was founded in 2021 to significantly advance preparation of the physical therapist as a highly qualified educator and productive academic scholar, and to prepare graduates to succeed in an academic position. Today, we acknowledge the inaugural faculty residency graduate, Carissa Wengrobius. Over the past 18 months, Carissa has demonstrated commitment to excellence in PT education, dedication to her academic work, and will no doubt be a leader as an educator. As is the primary goal for residency graduates, Carissa accepted and has already begun her position as an assistant professor in the DPT program at the University of Vermont. We look forward to the amazing academic achievements we know are to come. Please join us in celebrating her remarkable achievement and the bright future she embodies for our profession and academic physical therapy. Congratulations, Carissa. All right. Our next 3 awards recognize excellence in the clinical education portion of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program. I'm honored to introduce and present our first award, the Mary Gosnell Award. The students who receive this award are nominated by their clinical instructors for outstanding clinical performance and have demonstrated characteristics such as exceptional clinical knowledge, effective communication, sound problem solving, acceptance of responsibility, a positive, caring attitude, and professionalism in all aspects of clinical practice. This year's recipient received 2 nominations from their clinical instructors. A quote from each summarizes his excellence in clinical education. Quote, "Not only was he highly present in the clinic, but he also made it a point to venture out into our community and appreciate all that it had to offer. He consistently demonstrated initiative, knowledge, and an enthusiastic and caring demeanor. He clearly cares for his patients and works hard to progress them through this challenging part of their lives." And the second quote, "His commitment to punctuality, preparation, and evidence-based care is admirable even to practicing clinicians. He brings an enthusiastic positivity to the clinic that is contagious. He has inspired me to reflect on the positive aspects of my day and life, thereby lessening the burden of the negatives." In closing, again in the words of his CI, may Zach continue to bring his infectious smile, determination, and kindness into the field. We will all be better for it. It is my sincere pleasure to present this year's Mary Gosnell Award to Zach Sabensley.
So I'm here just to keep the ClinEd show rolling along. So our next award is the Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award, which was established by the Physical Therapy Program to honor clinical instructors who have made remarkable contributions through their mentorship of our students during the clinical phase of the curriculum. The award recognizes their integral role in preparing well-rounded, caring, and compassionate professionals who will lead physical therapy into the future. It is my pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award to Dr. Matt Pomeroy. I think it's great that he can be up here, so he has to listen to all of this. Well, I tell you all about Matt. Come on up, you deserve this. Matt received nominations for this award from 2 different students in the class of 23, and it's apparent that teaching and mentoring have been in his blood for a long time. He was a peer mentor during his undergraduate days at the University of Oregon before enrolling as a student in the CU PT program and graduating in 2015. As he considered post-professional training, he sought out an orthopedic residency that offered teaching opportunities and rejoined our program as an associated faculty member in 2019. Students working with Matt during their clinical experiences have highlighted how he helps them become the best PTs that they want to be, not the PT he wants them to become. He provides a supportive learning environment, being genuinely curious about student perspectives on both patient care and professional practice, and validates their input on clinical decisions. He respects students' individual learning goals as well as their learning styles, checking in frequently to ensure the right balance of both comfort and challenge. Matt also mentors effectively through his actions, approaching both patients and students with empathy and compassion, and advocating for interprofessional collaboration to improve care. Matt was also recognized for the way he facilitates the development of clinical reasoning in students using patient cases for context, as well as article reviews to promote the application of evidence into the student's clinical practice. The definition of a mentor is, quote, an experienced and trusted advisor, end quote. And students have identified what an outstanding mentor, role model, and human being Matt is. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Dr. Matt Pomeroy on receiving this year's Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award. Let's go get that.
Good afternoon. The Outstanding Clinical Partner Award was established by the Physical Therapy Program in 2023 to honor a clinical site for their strong commitment to a collaborative partnership in order to create a culture of teaching and learning that contributes to excellence in clinical education. This award recognizes the collective effort of all the individuals at the site who make each clinical experience successful, including the administrative leadership, the site coordinators of clinical education, clinical instructors, clinicians, and staff who provide a welcoming and inclusive learning environment for our students to be able to thrive. I'm pleased to announce that the University of Colorado Health Anschutz Outpatient Pavilion has been selected to receive our very first Outstanding Clinical Partner Award. We are fortunate to share a truly integrated partnership with a dedicated and talented group of clinicians, educators, and administrators. Our clinical education team has been impressed by the collaborative and very intentional approach of their department uses in offering, planning, and implementing outstanding clinical experiences for all levels of learners. They carefully consider the implications of having an additional student or students throughout the year and regularly engage in discussions with our team when planning. They see possibilities when faced with potential barriers and typically are able to come up with creative solutions that are feasible. They have demonstrated that there is not just one champion for clinical education, but instead the entire department sees the added value of having students in their clinic. Many of the clinical instructors are also associated faculty, participating in a variety of courses throughout the curriculum. This creates a seamless transition from learning in the classroom and laboratory to learning in the clinic. This also provides the opportunity for clinical instructors to get to know students better and then better able to meet their learning needs in the clinic. We are excited to be able to honor the entire team at the University of Colorado Health Anschutz Outpatient Pavilion, as it's very difficult to single out just one person for their many contributions. Accepting this award on their behalf is Hethel Mehta, sorry, Hethel, rehab educator, Cindy Armstrong, physical therapy supervisor, and Renee King, site coordinator of clinical education and clinical instructor.
The next presentation is the Outstanding Capstone Award. In the final didactic semester of the curriculum, graduating students participate in the Clinical Reasoning Capstone course, which I know is their favorite course the entire time, where they present a case report summarizing their experience in clinical decision-making on a patient seen during their second clinical experience. The process involves extensive self-reflection and peer feedback, analysis of scientific literature, and preparing a formal written report and poster presentation. The recipient of this award is nominated by their faculty facilitator, and the winner is chosen based on the merit of their written paper through an anonymous review process. This year, we have 2 winners. The recipients of the Outstanding Capstone Award are Kristen Kirby and Zach Sapinsley. Zach's faculty facilitator noted that Zach chose the focus on a case where he could apply his learning to multiple patient populations. And Kristen chose a case where she recognized the limitations of what she could provide in the moment, focused on learning more about palliative care and seeing the patient holistically. Both worked hard on their own case and embraced the learning process by providing essential peer feedback to their classmates. Congratulations to both Zach and Kristen. We will now recognize our program's inductees into the National Physical Therapy Student Honor Society. The National Physical Therapy Student Honor Society recognizes current DPT students who demonstrate excellence, integrity, and professionalism in the areas of academic achievement, leadership, service, or research, and demonstrate strong moral character, ethics, and the core values of the PT profession. Society inductees receive national recognition on the ACAPT website, as well as a certificate, lapel pin, and graduation cords. Inductees, as your name is called, please come to the stage and receive your awards. Heidi Hansen. Kara Lunsky. Allison Ricker. And Emily Warden.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Wendy Kriegels, and I'm on faculty here in the program. Our next award is the Richard D. Krugman Award. Dr. Richard D. Krugman served as Dean of the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 24 years and was fondly known as the Dean of Deans across the nation. This award was established to honor an individual who portrays the spirit of service to individuals and the community, fostering care and quality of life for people at all levels of society. This individual, who was chosen by their peers, is compassionate toward others, creates connections, and values ongoing innovation. This year, the class of 2023 has chosen Tori Cerna to receive this award. Okay.
Tori has consistently gone above and beyond to further our profession and the health outcomes of our most vulnerable populations. She engages with those in the community to make positive change and highlights what is great about our profession. Tori embodies what it means to be an advocate for our profession and our patients. Tori has been the diversity, equity, and inclusion representative for her class and has taken actions to raise awareness, influence her peers, and empower others to champion these principles locally and nationally. She created an outreach program with Aurora Public Schools to provide opportunities for her classmates to connect with the middle and high school students, to mentorship and spread awareness of the physical therapy profession. This program now holds a permanent place in the community. Tori challenges others to step out of their comfort zone and take action to help individuals from different backgrounds. Tori is described by her peers as a passionate and inspiring role model and someone who portrays the spirit of service to improve care and quality of life for people at all levels of society. Congratulations, Tori.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn Magnuson, and I'm honored to present this year's Altruism in Action Award. Established in 2015, the award was inspired by Betty Kraffel, a former CU PT faculty member and lifelong humanitarian who has spent much of her time and energy working alongside local and global partners to increase access to physical therapy services in historically marginalized communities. The recipient of this year's Altruism in Action Award is an exceptional individual whose unwavering commitment to our program and our community has left an indelible mark on both. It is my honor to present this year's Altruism in Action Award to Edric Zahn. Edric has selflessly devoted his time to the PT Moves Me initiative, Dawn Health, Stout Street Clinic, Rusty Gloves, and other organizations that support the health and well-being of marginalized communities here in the Denver metro area. He has gone above and beyond to support our community in both large and small ways. Many faculty remarked on the outstanding mentorship Edric has provided to his peers and noted that he always seemed to show up when demand for volunteers was high and supply was low. And that's certainly something I observed at Dawn Health and Stout Street Clinic. Relatedly, he was often the last to leave various events, staying behind to do things like help and clean up and offer his support in any way that he could. Like Betty, Edric is a quiet leader in this space. His humility in action speaks so much louder than words ever could. And he demonstrates a genuine intrinsic desire to effect positive change. My guess is that Edric, like Betty, wouldn't seek this sort of spotlight, but here we are. So please join me in recognizing Edric Zahn as this year's recipient of the University of Colorado PT Program's Altruism in Action Award.
Good afternoon. My name is Toby Kinney, and it's my privilege to present the next award, the Herbert J. Levy Humanitarian Award. The Physical Therapy Alumni Association established this award to honor Herbert J. Levy, a PT pioneer who graduated the first physical therapy class of the University of Colorado in 1948 and helped establish several physical therapy and rehabilitation programs throughout the city of Denver. The recipient of this award exemplifies the attributes of Mr. Levy, which are commitment to the profession of physical therapy and the CU physical therapy program through honorable actions and thoughts, pride in family, kind heart, warm smile, and generosity of spirit. The recipient of this year's award epitomizes all the qualities of the Herbert J. Levy Humanitarian Award. I'll give the abstract version of the statements that capture the essence of this recipient. One nominator wrote, "She is honorable in all her actions in and out of the classroom. She consistently demonstrates a generous spirit in her commitment to service to others in the PT profession. Another wrote, "She carries a warm smile and a kind heart, is altruistic and honorable in her thoughts and actions. She co-started a Bible study for students and is caring individual who aims to give a lot to her patients and our profession and is a great representative of the program." The recipient of the award always seems to have a good day, is generous in her actions, and demonstrates a commitment to serve others locally and globally. It is my honor to present this year's award to Kendra Frieden.
All right, last award. Hello, I'm Corey Christensen, and it's my honor to present our last award, the Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award. The Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award recognizes academic, clinical, and research excellence, effective interpersonal skills, leadership ability, social responsibility, professional duty, involvement within the community and/or professional association, and professional collaboration. It's our honor to present this year's Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award to Laura Durkee. Laura has set herself apart in many ways. She's a natural leader with the ability to reason through problems and guide others. Okay. In thoughtful solutions, as president of our student special interest group for the American Academy of Orthopedic Manual Physical Therapists, Laura secured local and national speakers each month for student education sessions and expertly represented our program at the National AAOMPT Conference. Laura has been recognized by her clinical and academic instructors as an outstanding performer and engaged learner. She is incredibly motivated and passionate and was noted by one faculty member as being professional 100% of the time. Laura has also worked in her DPT program as a research assistant for multiple clinical trials. Her research supervisors and colleagues noted her strengths in taking initiative, leadership, and commitment to professional duty. She clearly stood out among her peers in the research setting and dependably produced excellent work. In summary, Laura's leadership, service, academic excellence, research, professional integrity exemplify our program's mission. For her accomplishments, the PT program is proud to congratulate Laura Durkee as this year's Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy student.
All right, the 2023 convocation of the physical therapy program is coming to an end. Tomorrow, the degree Doctor of Physical Therapy will be conferred by the President of the University and Board of Regents as we join with other professional programs from the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus. As part of this ceremony, a hood will be placed over your heads by members of the PT faculty, signifying your completion of a graduate degree. The hood is a special part of academic regalia, denoting your scholarly and professional achievements. Doctor of Physical Therapy hoods are universally recognized by the wide teal-covered velvet border. The silver and gold lining within the hood will always identify you as a graduate of the University of Colorado. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy program, congratulations to each and every one of you. Following closing remarks by Dr. Harris Love and our slideshow recognizing the class of 2023, please join us for a reception in the lobby of this building.
Okay, it's time. Let's do this. Thank you again to everyone who has joined us to celebrate our Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2023. A lot has happened over the past few years. We've been involved in program development from here to Colorado Springs. We started a joint physical therapy and public health degree track. And I'm proud to say that we distributed more than $300,000 in student scholarships this year. But none of that compares to our core mission of educating PT students and seeing you enter the world as new professionals. I'm also proud to note that you'll always be linked to us as a graduating class that helped to celebrate the close of our 75th anniversary. So, to everyone present here today, allow me to introduce our most recent additions to the profession, the CU Physical Therapy class of 2023. Congratulations. Class is dismissed.